Hey y'all, welcome back to Salty Tarot. We're going to dive right in and just see what's going on with you and your person, the person in your heart. We have dedication, stay dedicated to your goals, efforts that will reap success. So perhaps you have, I did shuffle between this and the last reading, but that was kind of coming through as manifestation in the last reading. So you may have particular goals in this connection that you have tried to see through. And it looks like if you just keep focused on those goals, maybe this speaks to you beyond your connection. But whatever the case, it looks as if staying on track will lead to success. Oh my, we have soulmate. The divine will provide you with love when you are ready. So perhaps you were trying to manifest a soulmate. Perhaps you have goals in relation to. It's so funny, the energy of these two images is quite different. So you may feel like you have already encountered your soulmate. Perhaps you're feeling like this person may be your soulmate. And if you're trying to, if you're in a connection where this has not come through for you yet, then, maybe you're in like a situationship, then it looks as if holding to your vision is what is being asked of you at this time. Yeah, self-limiting beliefs. It has been the day of self-limiting beliefs. Negative thoughts are creating a roadblock in your life. We've got a new opportunity. Insights gained from a new experience, job, or partner. Any other messages? On the small letters here say bridge to new beginnings. So perhaps you were trying to call in this soulmate energy and maybe you're sort of giving up, and there's a message here to stay focused on that and just continue to, do those manifestations, set your intentions for that without, clinging to your intentions. Like set the intentions and then focus on yourself and building up your life and following your passions and your joy, finding what sparks joy in your heart and doing that. Any other messages from this deck, Spirit? Seems like maybe we should switch decks. Anything else? Yeah, no, we're going to switch. Oh, that one came out right away. We have Delicate Dawn. From fragile beginnings, nurture growth and hold on to the promise of hope. I mean, that's the same message. It's very much mirroring that same message twice over. Playful innocence. Embrace a childish spirit where baby steps lead to joy, not seriousness. So perhaps the key to calling in your soulmate is to stay playful. Find, again, what brings you joy and focus on that, like we were just saying. Nurture any seeds that are this one came out kind of sideways, so let's take both sides. So we've got counsel's compass, seek advice to steer judgment, as insightful talks illuminate your journey, and spirit speaks, seek wisdom and prayer, but also have an open dialogue. So seeking advice in the material and seeking advice in the spiritual. And so that might have to do with these self-limiting beliefs. So if you do feel like there are some negative thoughts that you're holding that are creating a roadblock in your life or in this connection, then, sorry, a bunch came out. And then it could be that tuning into your guides could be helpful, seeking out advice from friends, from, elder people that you respect and whose judgment you trust, or perhaps, counseling, seeking out some counseling. Even sometimes just honestly watching a rom-com can give you some good life advice. We have Dawn of Recovery. Oh my goodness, we've got another Dawn card here. With each new beginning, perhaps your person's name is Dawn. With each new beginning, embrace risk as a gateway to healing and renewal. And then we have shards of love. Past trauma leaves scars. Take time to heal yourself. Bottom of the deck, we have boundless spirit. Your only limits are the ones you put on yourself. I'm going to take that and put that with the self-limiting beliefs. So if you want to take a photo of that, there you are. So there is definitely a message here of make sure that you're doing the inner work before reaching out to another or forming, too deep of a bond with another person, because you want to make sure that you're coming in with your own stuff sort of under healed. And not to say that we do healing work and then we're healed. I mean, it's an ongoing journey always. And as someone I respect pointed out earlier today, you don't know if you've done enough healing until you step into a new connection. So there is also, a need to kind of test the waters sometimes. But ensure that if there is some past trauma, whether within this connection or from maybe a past connection or a past situation, that you're acknowledging that, allowing it to be, doing the grieving that needs to be done for that. And then, if you're not feeling like you can embrace play right now, then maybe there's some trauma that needs to be healed. And then hopefully after doing that, you might feel lighter and be embracing this boundless spirit rather than the self-limiting beliefs. And again, there's going to be some mentorship, whether through the 3D or through the 5D, through spiritual guides or, whatever you believe in, like seek out advice from those sources. Maybe I'm just seeing a deck of tarot. I don't have it, but it's got the archangels in it. So for some reason that's coming through. Maybe if there's an archangel that you connect with, perhaps put some focus into how to communicate with them or call them in. Okay, so we're going to use the Herbcrafter's Tarot today. So Spirit, what is blocking this connection? What is blocking this connection between you and your person? The person in your heart. Temperance. So it might be that there's a concern to be very balanced in the connection and sort of not go too far in the direction of passions. Maybe somebody's holding back in order to ensure that emotions are balanced. We have the Star in reverse. So there might be some despair or depression, a lack of hope. Maybe someone is holding back because they feel like the situation is hopeless at this time. We've got the Queen of Cups in reverse, which can be a heart block. It can also be too much giving, overgiving. So if there's a feeling like things are imbalanced and a desire to correct that, part of it might be that one person is giving everything they've got to the connection while the other person is not reciprocating. And so that might literally be a block in the connection right now. So if you are the one overgiving, you might want to pull back your energy and, aim for balance. Try to pull your energy back so that it gives the other person an opportunity to respond or, come forward to do their own giving, if that ends up being what serves the connection. We have Five of Pentacles, so someone may be feeling left out or sort of literally blocked in the connection. It might be there could be a feeling of having been shut out. Either your person could be feeling shut out from the other person's energy. Eight of Pentacles in reverse and the World in reverse. So again, it might be that one or both of you is not putting any effort into the connection right now. and it could be that a person is unprepared for the actual responsibilities of being in relationship with another person. But it looks like the connection is not over, so there's either some, if you feel like the connection is over, it might be that there's some loose ends that need addressing. But if you're hoping to turn the situation around, then it also looks like there's a door open to that. Spirit, what is the likely outcome in this connection? Where is this connection headed? Well, that was too many, but we'll take that first one. 6 of Swords is coming through, so that's moving from one state of being to another. It could be a literal journey across water. It could be leaving behind the negatives in the connection in order to foster a better connection with each other. We've got the King of Cups, so that speaks to me of an unblocking of any heart chakra blockages that are there. So a transition into a more emotionally connected relationship. Wheel of Fortune, so again a shift, usually a quite positive shift in the upright. And so both of these speak of transition energy, so moving from what was blocked into this more connected state of being. We've got 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is about persistence. So again, that message of remaining dedicated. This is the Herbcrafter's Tarot, and so each of the cards has a herb or a series of herbs to work with in relation to crafting with the energies of the card. And so we've got cattail, seaweed, kitchen garden, so herbs, and wild cherry. So any of those might be, if you feel called to look them up, look up further meanings, or look up how to craft with them, there might be a message there for you. We have 2 of Cups. We've got the 2 of Cups coming through with Mallow. So it looks as if the transition will be into being reconnected. So that's a really beautiful energy of being on the same page, beginning stages of love, so sort of being being aligned with each other. We've got the 9 of Swords with pomegranate. 9 of Swords can be about anxiety, so it might be that there's some, as this opening up, as this unblocking of the heart chakra occurs, it could bring up anxieties. So one or both of you might be working on some healing, and where there have been blockages in the heart, releasing those involves a lot of vulnerability. And so as you become closer with each other, it could be that comes up, and there might be some insecurities, anxieties, having sort of sleepless nights over the connection, or just over the feeling of being exposed as you share your emotions with each other. So be gentle with each other. If your person comes forward with how they feel, be gentle, receive gently. We've got the Fool with Dandelion, which this honestly fills my heart with joy just looking at it. I'm imagining dandelion honey, which is a vegan honey. And so the Fool, of course, is setting out on a new journey. And combined with the Wheel of Fortune, that just looks very, very positive. And especially with the 6 of Swords over here as well. It looks as if there is a new stage happening here in this connection. And, with the need for some tenderness and gentleness. I think that was coming through in the beginning with the oracle cards. One last card, please, Spirit. Oh. We've got the Seven of Swords. I haven't looked up any of the other ones, but I am going to look up that one because I'm curious what eucalyptus and decanting have to do with the Seven of Swords. Trust in reason. Do not be swayed by popular opinion. Respond with integrity. Information is key to understanding. Trust in reason. Discern fact from feeling. When your assumptions are challenged, learn more before taking further action. Distill information to the essence of clarity. Act ethically whether or not anyone knows. Just as eucalyptus clears the lungs, you will breathe easy once again. Truth will give you direction. So very much a message to be in integrity with the connection. So part of the persistence that is being called for here, I think, is to ensure that you're bringing truth, you're bringing authenticity to the connection. And, you know, especially if there's this intensive work of unblocking the heart chakra, you know, coming forward with feelings that maybe, you know, your person may feel like a fish out of water. You may feel like a fish out of water. And so that's work that needs to be sort of, you know, boundaried. Like it needs to have protective boundaries in place. So in order, I'm sort of getting this as a Shiva Shakti. You need to be Shiva in order for your person to be Shakti. So you need to sort of create that bounded space. Like look at these two circles here. So you need to set the boundaries in order for your person to feel protected in opening up. In order for you to feel protected in opening up. So just make sure that those very kind, very gentle boundaries are in place and distill the information logically so that you're holding space, you're having compassion. And part of this might be like if you have been in an energy of overgiving, part of this might be setting your boundaries around what you're willing to give. So for some of you, that might be the message. And if there's, I'm just noticing, like I've been wondering what the pomegranate, you know, kind of has to do with that anxiety feeling. And pomegranates to me are a sign of, you know, they're associated with Persephone, with passion, with sexuality, with the underworld. But here I think what's being called to is they're sort of the color of blood, you know, and there's a knife and they're the color of love. And it's like slicing the heart open, you know, that's what's coming through with appearing with the King of Water here, or the King of Cups, is that sharing emotions, even feeling emotions sometimes, like they sort of crack you open and it's like, you know, that knife slicing and then the juice is like spurting forth. Oh, this makes me want to eat pomegranates. Pomegranates. So, and that can be a really vulnerable state of being. And again, it just needs to be like, there's some herb crafting going on here. It's sort of like, here we've got the boundaries, and then here we've got the act of making use of what has been brought forth here. So yeah, hold your person very gently. Hold your own emotions very gently and allow for this process to take place. There is a transition that's happening here. A big, big transition from blockages to connection, connecting authentically, connecting honestly. And just be sure that you're staying in your honesty and your integrity, even if that makes you feel like a sliced open pomegranate. Yeah, it looks like really beautiful energies. So we're going to leave it there, my friends. And yeah, please please subscribe, please leave a comment. If you can find a pomegranate emoji, that would be a cool one to leave in the comments. Dandelions, anything that has to do with herbs or herb crafting. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for being here. Bye.